Welcome to Two Joes and a Pro. As always, what?
Different. Welcome back to another episode of Teach. Like you've said that for 50-something episodes, Kenny, and you've never wavered.
And now we're just off the
No,
cuff
it's
now?
cool. Keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, is Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. I kept you guys on your toes. I was curious to see like your expression. I saw your mouth drop, and I was like, "What?" But anyway,
We will not edit that out. I'll tell you that. Right
no, we shouldn't edit that out. I want people to see that that my guys are alert and aware, and they are used to the same thing every time. So I would not switch it up. Anyway, I have nothing going on in any sports in the NBA. They're just doing a whole bunch of they're doing a whole bunch of programs and Rico Hines. I would say Chet Holmgren. I think he fractured, did something to his foot, messing around with LeBron when they played in Seattle. So guess what?
Boy guarded LeBron one play and he's
out. So he needs to hit the weight room, and hopefully he comes back next year healthy, man. So hopefully he has a good recovery. But other than that, nothing's changed. I know you guys missed us. I had a wedding. Shout out to my sister. She had a wedding. So shout out to her. So that's where we were. So you could blame last week on me, but we're back better than ever. And let's get to it. I'm done with my segment. I'm gonna let you guys run with it. Baseball, let's do it.
All right, baseball. Those just real quick. Yankees control the AL East. We got a month to go. They're gonna win the East. I don't see them losing 7 games.
To
the Braves.
The Yankees are doing good right now, or what?
They're 6-4 in their last 10, so they're at least they're back to 500.
Okay.
You know what I mean. Like before, they were like 2-8 in their last 10. To give it perspective,
They fell off.
They fell off, but
what
now
that
they're holding water.
No,
now.
Judge is just swinging like a motherfucker right now.
Yeah, I think he's
he just hit over 50, right?
Yeah, he hit over 50 home runs. That's a pretty good stat. I think he's one of like 8 players to do it before September in the AL. Let's see.
I thought it was less than that.
The stats you're probably talking about is he's 1 out of 3 Yankees to ever do multiple 50 home runs.
That could be what you're thinking.
Babe Ruth, and I think it's Lou Gehrig.
No, would it be Mickey Mantle?
Mickey Mantle? Okay, 1 or 2. My bad.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure it's Mickey Mantle. But anyways, so yeah, you got Cleveland and the Twins still fighting in the Central. They're 1 game separating them, and then Houston's wrapped up the West, so there's nothing more to talk about on them. The NL, we got the Mets still in good control over the Braves. The Braves are only 3.5 back, so they have a chance to take the division. But I think the Mets will hang on. The Braves will still be in the playoffs, though, and they're a team you don't want to run into. And then we got the Cardinals in the Central. They got a nice, comfortable 5.5 game lead. They're probably going to win the Central and probably get bounced in the first round of the playoffs because they're really not that good. And then the Dodgers have complete control of the West, and that's really all there is. I mean, the wild card battles are, I guess, kind of exciting. I don't really pay attention as much now because the Red Sox blow. So, with that being said, the wild card in the AL, you got the Rays and the Mariners in the first 2 and then the Blue Jays. Those are the wild cards right now, first 3. And then the Orioles are only 2.5 out. The Orioles could make the playoffs.
If they make the playoffs, we're going to a game.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Straight down the road.
Yeah, we'll go to a game.
Heck yeah.
Tell people where we live, why don't you?
I'll tell you.
I'm half a mile away from the light rail that takes you to the stadium. So they don't know which stop, though. But, and then the Twins are 3 games out. So the Twins and the O's are trying to fight to get into the wild card. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think the Twins have a chance, though. Honestly, they're not that good. But then again, neither the O's. But hey, man, they're playing an inspirational like baseball. Man, they're just fighting. All right, and then the NL, it's the Braves, Phillies, and Padres, and then Milwaukee's 2.5 out. But I think anybody in the Central kind of blows, so I'd count them out. And that's basically it. Anything else you guys want to cover real quick? No? Okay.
Nah, I don't have anything, man. it's dry on sports. It's really getting to football time, in all aspects.
Nothing's going on in football.
I will talk about college after Ryan goes, or I can go first, Ryan, if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that since NBA is done, you're probably not gonna hear me talk about anything else but NBA. I said it earlier. That's going to be in the shed, right? Because it's college football season. The best games to watch is college football. I said this last time we were on here on the air. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." But guess what? I'm still right. So college football is starting off this week. Really starting off. Last week it really started, but it wasn't really any games. Nebraska sucks, Andy. Anyway, so looking at the schedule this week, we got some very interesting games. Oregon is playing Georgia this week, which everybody is thinking is going to be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be that way. I think it's actually going to be a pretty decent game. Georgia lost a lot of guys from last year, so I think a lot of people are not realizing that, and they're just saying, okay, SEC versus Oregon is automatically done, right? I don't think that's the case. The game I'm looking for on Saturday also is NC State, man. NC State is actually ranked pretty high. They're at 13 this year, and I'm curious to see how they take that, right? A lot of teams that are have all these hype before the season starts, some of them they come out flat and then they fall. So Eastern Carolina, I know they're getting better. It's not a big game or anything by any stretch, but I know they're getting better. So I'm curious to see how that goes. And then another game I'm looking forward to is going to be the Utah-Florida game, just because Utah is ranked 7th, and I don't understand why. I know they had a good fit. They finished the year strong last year. Of course, they had that great barn burner versus Ohio State. But other than that, I don't think they normally don't start fast. They normally end the season strong, but they don't start fast. So I'm curious to see. That'll be a good test for the Gators, see what happens. And then I guess the game that everybody is looking forward to is Alabama versus Utah State, right? I was like, no, but all seriousness, it's gonna.
I was like,
yeah, there's only a 38.5 point spread on that game. No worries.
Dude, he just kept going, and I was like, man, he's not going to mention the elephant in the room.
Nah. So the game that everybody's really looking at is going to be the Notre Dame-Ohio State game, the 2 versus 5, which is going to be the nighttime game. And everybody's going to say that should be interesting, but I don't think Notre Dame's good. So, that's just me. I think Ohio State is going to blow them out the fucking water, right? And I think the numbers are showing that people believe that as well. But, Notre Dame always travels deep, and you still have some Notre Dame fans, which I never understand why. I don't think it's going to even be close. I know they have a new head coach at Notre Dame. I do like him, the defensive coordinator that came over from Cincinnati, and I wish him well, but it's not going to be well in this game. That's all. So,
hey, if this game was mid-season, I totally agree with you, Kenny, but Ohio State notoriously starts slow. So I could see them having a hard time covering. Let's put it that way.
With that being said, Ryan Day is coming out here to prove a point, right? And then C.J. Stroud, he's trying to win the Heisman. He's trying to win the Heisman. So he's going to go gunslinger. I know Coach Day is going to call the plays. Their defense is going to be – they got a new defensive coordinator who's going to be a lot better, right? And Notre Dame, they never have a good quarterback. They might have good skill players. They never have a good quarterback. And the quarterback that they had last year, who people are expecting to be good, I don't like him. I think he is – I don't understand last year he was a freshman, but he's a running quarterback that's not really a runner, right? He ran in high school a little bit, but that's not him, right? So I don't think that fits well with the team like Ohio State that's pretty fast. So that's just my personal opinion. But that's the game everybody's looking forward to. And then, of course, BK Betts is back, baby. So we're going to have some picks later on in the show. So that's all I have.
Do you guys know if football season starts this week? A week from tomorrow, football season starts?
Yeah, you gotta put the mic closer to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Real life, and you're frozen, so I can't see anything. The NFL is starting Thursday.
Yo.
Next
starting.
Thursday.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
you
it's
can.
next Thursday, not tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're telling everybody Thursday, but that's really next Thursday. So we don't.
Yeah,
really
but it's
care.
it's. I would say today because the episode will come out Thursday.
What? That doesn't. That's not how the calculations work. You can't say it's gonna come out today, a week from now.
Okay, never mind, Kenny. Just
Yeah.
can we talk about the NFL?
Yeah, we're waiting. You the one that
Hey,
went down this.
what is going on with Jimmy G? I guess he restructured his deal and he's staying on a 1-year contract with the 49ers as a backup. And there is not a no trade clause, but it's essentially a no trade clause. They can't trade him without getting his approval to talk with a team. So that's pretty dope.
That's a no trade clause.
Yes.
Well,
just kind of like football season starts tomorrow, next week.
I didn't say tomorrow. You said tomorrow. I said Thursday, and you said that's tomorrow.
I said next Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, the next Thursday is tomorrow. So, why you keep bringing it back? Why you keep bringing it back?
Because I want people to hear
shit,
it.
man.
I can't.
Yeah,
I
he can't just let it go. Just let it go, Kenny.
Okay,
Like
my
Yeah.
Punter, man. He's just bringing up old shit, you know?
My goodness. Hey, can we talk about the Bills punter?
Which one?
This guy.
They're on their third one already.
The gangbang guy or the gangbang. So
Allegedly.
the God punt, is that what his name is? The punt god.
The punt.
So he made a name for himself in the preseason, and I think from college he was called the punt god because he could boot it like 80-something yards. He has been released from the Bills. He was chosen to be their punter, but he's now released from the Bills because he's being investigated for being involved in a gang rape.
Oh. It's in there. It's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's wild. But here we are. I do want to get your opinion on this, Kenny. Do you think if he played a different position, if
If he was a quarterback,
would he have been
he'd
released
still
if
be
he
on
was
the
a
team.
quarterback?
No.
Man, he's gonna get released. He would have got released regardless of what position he played.
Why is Deshaun Watson still there then?
That's not a gang rape, bro. What are you
No,
talking about?
it's just like almost 30 women have accused him of sexual assault.
Yeah, but that's not the same as a gang rape.
No, it's in the same realm though. It's still like, illegal.
Is stabbing and shooting the
a
same
horrible
thing?
Yeah, it's murder.
Speaking of
Attempted
shooting,
murder.
I'm saying, is it the same thing? It's not. It's in the same realm, but technically it's not the same.
man.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like that. Just the fact that it's called that he got accused of gang rape is definitely different than Deshaun Watson's case. Granted, I understand what you're saying about Deshaun Watson's case, but it's in civil court. It's not in criminal, so it's different. So, anyway,
All right.
Yeah, let's. We're going down. We're going down the wrong thing. This is two Joes in a pro, not two Joes in politics or whatever the fuck we're doing right now.
No, it's all good. All right. Speaking of getting shot, Brian Robinson was out in D.C. and there was an attempted robbery on him, and he was shot twice. Brian Robinson is the rookie running back that was taking Antonio Gibson's lunch during the preseason, and he was going to be the starting running back for the Commanders this year.
You assume,
Yeah.
right? Allegedly,
We can assume, yeah.
You think so?
Well, think about this: the guy got shot twice, and they're still keeping him on the initial 53-man roster, so they're not putting him on the PUP yet, or injured reserve.
We don't know the extent to how he got shot.
No.
He got shot twice in the leg.
Yeah,
The reason why they did that though, Brian, is because if they want to be able to bring him back, he has to be on the initial roster, or else it would be season-ending RIR.
No, if they would put him on. They could still put him on the PUP, and he would miss the first 4 games.
Yeah, I think he's going to miss more than 4 weeks for gunshot wounds.
I don't. You guys don't. You don't understand the. You don't
Call that
understand
like
the
an 8-week
severity.
injury minimum.
You don't understand the severity.
Yeah, I don't know if it
you don't know
through
if
his leg.
You don't know if it's a
or
muscle. You don't know if it hit the bone. Like we don't
it didn't
know.
hit a bone.
Yeah, I know.
We
I'm
would
just
know
saying.
if it hit a bone.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying in general, right? It could be a muscle. It could be like Bad Boys too, where it's right, just a little piece of the ass just take off, or it could be a whole leg shot. Like, it's different. We don't know, right? I'm
I
not
say
making
they
a
let
joke
him
over
rest.
Brian Robinson. I just know that he'll be back in 4 weeks for sure. He'll be
All
back
right.
in 4 weeks.
Hey,
I'll say 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
wow.
If you said 10 weeks, you might as well put him. If you put 10 weeks, you might as well just sit him out the season.
No.
You're going to put him
Well,
on
they
10
don't
weeks
know.
and then expect him to come back and perform and get back into
That's
the
what I
swing
mean,
of
like-
things?
No, I'm
When you're
saying he'll
stuck
be
with
in the
Antonio
like-
Gibson.
Like
Nah.
he'll start.
Now
practicing
Antonio
before
Gibson's a
10
bad
weeks.
guy. Now Antonio Gibson's a bad guy. Last year, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I think he has so much upside. He could do so much stuff. He could run." Now he's trash. You stuck with Antonio Gibson. You know,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
All right. Let's talk about some other surprising releases. Can we talk about this bust, OJ Howard? He was supposed to be the next like big tight end when he got drafted by the Bucks, and then he was I don't know if he was traded or if he was a free agent, and then he went to the Bills, and then he was released after 5 months being with the Bills. So
He tore his
O.J.
penis,
Howard
right?
makes OJ Howard makes.
Oh, did he?
OJ Howard makes Kelsey look like an all-pro blocker. Okay, let's put it that way. OJ Howard's never blocked a day in his life. That's
It wasn't
why
like
he's
that
not
in
a
college,
tight end,
though.
and that's why people get rid of him.
He wasn't like that in college though, which is the crazy thing. Like I'm not saying he was the greatest blocker in college, but he at least blocked a little bit. And it's like when he got to the league, he thought he was Kyle Pitts.
I mean, with that
You know-
that Alabama offensive line, he just probably chipped, and so he thought he was blocking.
That's true too, because they
You know,
had
like, he
everybody.
didn't
They
have
had
to
leather.
do much.
They had Leatherwood. They had everybody on the line. You know. So that's right.
Back when
Speaking
Leatherwood
of
was good.
Leatherwood, Leatherwood was released too,
I'm helping you out. I'm just throwing you.
but he
alley-oops
was
and
claimed.
dump.
But he was claimed by the Bears, so he is at least good enough to get claimed by a team.
I'm surprised by that actually, because don't they have to pay his salary now?
I think so. Yeah.
Like if I was a team, I would have just let him go through waivers and then try to sign him.
If you get claimed, it means that like you want to actually get that player, like
Yeah.
because they wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean they always have a choice, but
They wouldn't have a choice, but he would have the choice if he wanted to go to the Bears or not. But if you get claimed,
Yeah.
then he doesn't have the choice. He's just going to go to Bears.
exactly.
Yeah.
We were right about the Miami Dolphins, how they have a crowded backfield. They brought a bunch of random backs in. Sony Michel got cut. He is being signed with the Chargers, so he's going to join that crowded backfield. Another former first-round pick for the Eagles has been traded to the Vikings, Jalen Rager. What's the compensation on this? It's a 2023 7th-round pick and a 2024 4th-round pick.
You know the issue was with that
What?
is that's another example of drafting a player too high because his combine numbers are off the charts, right? Granted, when he was at TCU, he could ball, he could play, right? But nobody thought he was a first rounder. Everybody, he was projected like 3rd round or something, or 4th round, something like that. He goes to the combine, he kills it, jumped through the roof, runs fast, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, he's first round talent. He's first round talent." And you never saw that in Philadelphia. First of all, he had all the weirdest injuries, hand injuries, things like that, and then he didn't perform. I thought that if anything, this year there was going to be his year to try to perform. I'm curious on why they released him when it's like I feel like he was a good match with with having Smith and then having AJ Brown. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I'm curious to why they released him and why the Vikings traded for him, because I thought they had faith in KJ Osborne as their number 3 receiver, but I guess not.
Rager brings a little more speed, and I think the Eagles they have Quez Watkins that they want to bring up as that 3rd guy.
He's fast, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Give him another opportunity. All right.
Oh, I think the writing was on the wall for Kenyon Drake in Las Vegas. He was you could tell in the preseason he was just the last one to get the rock. They got rid of him. He signed with the Ravens.
I was totally wrong on that, right? What did I say? I was like, oh, he's not getting any reps because he's submitted at the third down back. He's going to get the rep. He's going to catch the ball. They say, yeah, he can be third down, right?
For another team.
For somebody else. Get his ass out of there.
I wonder, is that an indictment on the health of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards? Because they haven't really played this preseason.
I think the Ravens are trying to learn from the mistakes from last year, and they're like, the more we have, the better. Because the way this turf is, and we still haven't changed it, who knows who's next to go, right? So right now, who they have? They have Justice Hill,
J.K. Dobbins,
Gus Edwards. They're still not ready to perform yet, right? They got Kenyon Drake. Who else did they get? They got somebody else. Oh, Mike Davis.
Oh, yeah, they do have Mike Davis.
So they got, what, 5 backs? 6 backs? They got somebody else. I'm missing the name. 6 backs. 2 of them can't perform. So what? I'll ask you this. So if that's the case, right?
Oh, and Lamar. Sorry.
They got running back at quarterback.
So I ask you this question, right? Actually, 2 questions. So since we're talking about the Ravens.
Make it 3.
Actually, I'm at 6, right? So my first question is pertaining to the running backs, right? How does that match up, for fantasy drafting? Do you still take a chance on drafting somebody like J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards, or do you say, no, I'm good off of that? I'm not going to take a chance at all.
I mean, personally, I'd avoid it
yeah.
unless I have no other choice. Meaning, if I didn't take running backs early enough and I've screwed myself, then you have to start taking chances on, guys like that. Same with, like, if you want to take a chance on Patriots running backs, who do you take this year? You don't know if it's Stevenson or Harris.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of stables out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Where there's 2 or 3 guys, and it's like, look at Miami. Like, who do you take there?
Yeah,
It's hard to tell right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So
No, it's not.
How?
Yeah.
Just because
Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is their leader.
No. They said Mostert was the
Edmonds.
starter.
Okay.
I'm just
Chase Edmonds is going to lead that backfield.
Here we go.
That's what
Mostert
Brian
was with him in San Francisco. Was with that coach. I forget his name.
Yeah.
So
Mike Jones.
Mike
here's
Jones.
the thing. If you're picking late and you're not, you like went no running backs in the beginning, not no but running backs, but you like went very thin at running backs. You went wide receiver heavy. I would say that you should take a chance on someone like Mike Davis, because Gus Edwards is going to miss 4 weeks. Mike Davis is going to be that bowling ball running back that the Ravens like, and they're going to use him early on in the season. Now, if you're confident in your running backs and you want to take a shot with a high upside player like J.K. Dobbins, because I think Kenny's right, they learned from their mistakes and they're going to ease him into the season, and they're not going to try and throw him in the fire. But J.K. Dobbins will be the running back for that team as long as he's healthy.
Yeah. It's just getting him to that point.
Yeah.
And Drake is just there, just like last year when they got Latavius Murray and Devontae Freeman. They're like, whoever has the hot hand.
Insurance policy, too.
So then my second question is, with Lamar's contract, right? Do you think it's smart that he's saying I'm cutting off all negotiation before the start of the season, or no?
I think that's a good example of a great leader, in my opinion, because you shouldn't let it interfere with what you want to do on the field. So if you can't get it done in the off season, well, then we'll worry about it after the season. It shouldn't be in the way of what the team is trying to do.
Ryan?
I agree. I that made me like Lamar a lot more. I give him a lot of shit for being a running back, but I mean, he is a former MVP, and I'm very high. Me and Brian knows that I'm very high on him this year as well. So like, I don't know. I commend him for that. So And he doesn't have an agent, right? He's doing it all
Yeah,
himself.
he's doing it all himself.
So, like, this is on him to be like, I mean, an agent would never suggest this because, especially at his position and the way he runs the ball a ton, they would never suggest this. They'd be like, no, you need to get your contract, whether it's week 1, 2, or 3, because you could get injured week 4, 5, or 6, and that your value's gone. But I think he has trust in the organization to take care of him. And that's why he's going to play.
And I think that same thing, an agent would have told him to sit out. They said, hey, put the pressure on him by sitting out. If you sit out, then they're going to eventually give you a contract. So I think a lot of people's respect for him went through the roof when he said, all right, cool, after this, the season starts, y'all give me a contract, whatever it is, what it is, let's keep pushing. Because most guys will be selfish and not do that at all. So, yeah, that was just my 2 questions I had. That's all, my bad. I mean, interrupt.
No, you're good. And then I want to get through one more, maybe 2 more things.
Yep.
The Saints did a surprising trade. They traded their up and coming safety. How do I say this name? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Look at that. Trade him to the Eagles, which I hate. The Eagles, they always do this. They wheel and deal. Like, they're always moving people around. But I think it's a good move for them. They need to solidify some of that safety help. And apparently there was a dispute between, like, Saints front office and Gardner-Johnson that, like, wasn't going to get resolved. So,
yeah, he's a good player, though.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
Sucks.
For the Eagles.
Yeah, I guess. If you're not a Giants fan, it's a good move.
Is that all we got?
Yes. Oh, Kellen Mond. I wanted to talk about him. The reason why I want to talk about him is because he was drafted with the same year that I think Zach Wilson was drafted, not last year, but the year before. But Chris Sims, who is very popular, like obviously he's the son of Phil Simms, but he comes out with his QB rankings every year, and he's usually pretty accurate. I think the year that Josh Allen came out, he had him ranked as like the number 1. Patrick Mahomes is like the number 1 when people were like on other players. He's usually pretty accurate. We'll see about this draft class because he was high on Zach Wilson and he was high on Kellen Mond. And Kellen Mond was his big surprising guy, but he got waived by the Vikings after 1 season. So,
but do you know why he got waived?
No.
Bro, he cannot function. When he goes to his progressions, he's late all the time. He still plays like how he did at Texas A&M, right? A lot of people thought he was good at Texas A&M because he was raw and he could run. And that was the same year when the year that he was coming out was the year that doggone Lamar Jackson won the MVP. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, look at this type of player. It can work in the NFL. Look at Lamar Jackson. And they try to kind of compare him to that and say he's fast, the upside. But he when I was watching the game for the preseason, I was like, man, what are you doing? Not that I'm a quarterback by myself, but like just for the eye test watching it, it didn't look like he was comfortable back there at all. So I'm like, him, and then it doesn't match up with him compared to Kirk Cousins. It's like 2 different dudes, right? Like 2 different styles. So, but yeah.
Ooh. Brian, do you have anything on that before I ask this question?
Nope, go ahead.
What are your guys' thoughts on Malik Willis, the Titans? In preseason, he was lighting it up. He looks great.
Bye-bye, Tannehill.
That's what exactly. He is I don't want to put him under the pedestal yet. He is the new version of Steve McNair. Like, that's what they see. In Tennessee, they're like, oh my gosh, this is Steve McNair reincarnated. Like, he's running like that. He can throw. I don't know if he can throw as good as him yet. We haven't really seen it because he's been on his feet a lot. But he just looks like he makes the team better. Like, I feel like guys are like energized when they see him. Right? When I watch him compared to Tannehill, it's like, oh, I want to watch this game. When I see Tannehill, I'm like, oh shit, Tannehill's doing the same.
Dude,
bullshit.
imagine the read option where you have to defend him at quarterback and Derrick Henry.
Oh my god,
your life is over. Like,
it's deadly. Somebody's going off.
Yeah.
So like,
but my issue with that is I think that they might take too long to make the decision to switch.
oh, too much money.
and it'll mess with their season this year. But I think they have something going forward.
It's one of those situations where Tannehill's about to get the Alex Smith treatment, and it's Jimmy Garoppolo for last year. Like, hey, make sure you put your best stuff on film because this is your last year, guy. Like this is it. I'm telling you, this is your last year.
I mean, Brian, you're the big Jimmy G fan. Is this an indictment on the how good Trey Lance is doing in the preseason, or like just in general? Like, are they not confident in him? They want like a backup plan to have Jimmy G there, or is it just he's not garnering trade interest?
Exactly, because teams know that the Niners don't want him, so they're just gonna wait until they'll dump him. But they're unwilling to dump him. They want to get a big return for him, and it's not going to happen. So they're keeping him. They were like, all right, well, we can't trade you, so here's some money to make you happy, and that's it. They're still going to go with Trey Lance, but at the very least, they have a good insurance policy now. If the kid goes out there and stinks it up, so
and I think that to that same point, Jimmy G understood that, hey, nobody wants me. That the market's not really good right now. So let me not F myself and get into a bad deal and just stay here, right? And I can play. I'll be back up for 6.5. All right, I'll take that because next year I know the market's going to reopen. And guess whose name's on the line? Me. I'm open. I'm here. And he can set a market better for himself.
And he's going to have a market next year because there's going to be teams looking for a quarterback. You know, it could be a team like the Giants if Daniel Jones
Shut your face.
I'm just saying.
No, for sure. I think that's actually probably.
Or if
A-ball would take him.
Or if Tua sucks in Miami.
No.
After they surrounded him with weapons, like
stop.
Could be
Stop.
Tua is not sucking, bro. Pause.
He's not know that.
Tua's gonna be great.
We already told you he's gonna be better than Mac Jones. That's already said.
Okay.
Facts. He was better than Mac Jones last year.
100%. 100%.
No, he wasn't.
He was more efficient. Look at the numbers.
I mean, that's hard to gauge. He didn't play as many games, so we don't know for sure.
Anyway, well, if that's all you got, Ryan, we can go straight into the picks, man. So for this week, the great debate, you could say we're just going over the predictions, kind of like we did last year. I think Ryan had the best. He was the best statistically last year as far as being correct. For the
unfounded, but I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where you got that from.
I thought we went over that. No, okay.
No, it's good. I'll take it. I'll take the dub.
Of course you will.
So for all 32 teams, we're going to give our wins and losses predictions. And some of you guys can take this, or guys who's listening can take this and maybe get an early bet in, since the NFL starts tomorrow. I'll just play, y'all. It starts next week. I'm getting Ryan a hard time.
It's next Thursday.
You're right. It is next Thursday.
Hey, can't go wrong.
The next Thursday.
Go ahead. You run it, Ryan.
What? All right, let's do the AFC East first because I want to get Brian's crap out of the way first.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I'll go with mine first, and then you guys can do yours. All right, I have the Bills winning this division. I know that you're going to say the schedule's tough, but they're a good team. They're the best team in that division. They'll still win 13 games. And then second, I have Miami winning 9-8, going 9-8, but they're missing the playoffs. The Patriots are in third at 7-10 because I think the Bill Belichick offensive coordinator experiment is not it. And then I have the Jets right behind them at 6-11, and I'd be shocked if they win 6 games with. But I actually am more confident in Joe Flacco than I am Zach Wilson. So the fact that Flacco is going to be behind center for a couple games, I think that bodes well.
Okay.
I'll just add my piece to it because my picks is similar. Only thing I have different is the Dolphins. That's 10-7. And to your point on the Jets, I agree with that. I think Joe Flacco would be better. I think having Olave and having Elijah Moore, having not Olave, I mean
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, sorry, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. I think it's gonna bode well for him. And I like, Brees Hall,
Mims,
right? Is
yeah,
Mims?
Brees. Mims, he's requested a trade,
Oh, but he's still there.
but he balled out the last preseason game, and Sahil's like, I don't want to, like, he doesn't want to trade him.
Oh, okay.
So I think that might light a fire under him to actually play well.
Yeah. I actually think the Jets are not going to be bad. I think defensively they'll be okay. I think as long as Zach Wilson stays away for a while, they'll squeeze a couple sneaky wins. So I can see them getting to that 6.
Cool. All right, so I got the Bills
Cool.
winning the division. I also, like Ryan, have them winning 13 games. I didn't think I was going to get to 13 when I was doing it, honestly. But
Told you.
I did. Well, so their first half, I had them actually. I have the Patriots winning the division halfway through the season, and then the tables flip.
I agree, because they're going to be without Tre'Davious White for the first 4 weeks at least. Like
the Patriots
and they have a tough schedule.
Pretty easy-ish for having one of the most difficult strengths of schedule, but it's easier in the first half. So I had the Patriots second with 9 wins. 7 of those are coming in the first half, so they're going to have an awful second half, and they're going to miss the playoffs. I have the Dolphins in third with 5 wins, and the Jets with 4 wins.
The Dolphins with 5 wins?
Yeah,
are you fucking drunk?
2 was not it. You guys were
all
sick.
right. I have nothing to say.
Also,
there.
it's a new
the fact that you
coach.
said 5 wins, you're tripping. 5 wins?
Okay.
That new coach thing doesn't work.
It doesn't work? What do you mean?
No. Like a lot of new coaches, sometimes they come out good, especially somebody like him, a young guy. A lot of young guys recently have been starting off well. Like Chargers coach, not Zach Taylor, but Chargers coach, what's his name for the Rams? Like, don't worry about that. 10 wins is going to happen.
Tua went 7-5 in his games that he played last year, and 6-3 his rookie year. Like, he's a winning quarterback. He wins games.
Yeah, and this is going to be his toughest road this year.
Oh,
the strength of schedule for the entire AFC East is awful. Like, honestly, if the Bills weren't such a powerhouse, none of these teams would be very good.
Okay. What's the next one?
Oh, let's do AFC North. The AFC North, I have a 2-way tie at 11-6 between the Bengals and the Ravens, but I have the Bengals winning that. I just gave it. It was a coin toss. I'm not going to go through and figure out the tiebreaker. I have the Bengals winning just because they went to the Super Bowl last year. Maybe they'll squeak it out. I have the Steelers surprisingly winning 8 games, which I was shocked with. I thought I'd be lower on them. And then the other surprising one is the Browns winning 9 games. I think that they have an easier schedule in the beginning half of the year, and Jacoby can help them. And I love Nick Chubb, so I think they can run the ball down people's throats.
Yeah, I think for me, I got the Ravens winning it at 12-5, and the Bengals right behind them by a game at 11-6. The Steelers, I don't have them having a good season at all. I got them at 6-11. I just think if they go with Pickett, he might start off okay, but I think the rookie slump or the rookie, whatever you want to call it, might take factor. And the fact that Najee has that foot injury, I don't know. We don't know the severity of it. If he's not playing though, my confidence in Benny Snell is not very high. And then the Browns, I got them at 10-7. I feel, to Ryan's point, I think they'll run the ball down a couple people's throats. When it gets to wintertime, it gets cold, the wind starts swirling. They'll find a way to get some weird wind, like how they did last year versus Steelers, and everybody's like, "What in the world is happening?" Or was that 2 years ago that happened? It was just like, "What the hell is going on?" That type of thing. And then I think when Deshaun comes back, he'll find a way to win a couple games. So.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened when I was doing these picks. I'm all over the place with this. I got the Ravens win the division with 15 wins.
Oh,
Bro,
he's real high. He's real high.
Lamar.
Listen,
you know what?
He said, I respect him. They're getting 15 wins.
I do like the Ravens this year. I don't know why. I really like them. And I got the Bengals at 10
You
wins.
better get tickets to the games.
Yeah.
Who?
The Bengals 10 wins. They'll make the playoffs. And then here we go. I got the Browns at 4 wins and the Steelers at 3. Like I said, I only just go through them week by week, and I mark down wins. So this is just how it came out. Sorry.
But that's realistic though. I can definitely see them getting 3 wins and 4 wins for the Browns. Like we can see that.
Brissett's not it.
I can't.
I'm sorry. The Browns are going to be hurting against a lot of teams this year. Brissett can't throw, bro. He can't.
The Browns, maybe I can see them, but I don't see it in the Steelers. I think Tomlin's too good of a coach to only win 4 games.
I mean, Tomlin
that's the
has
only
never
thing.
had a losing season. I'll give him that. So you might be more right about that.
Because how many games did they win last year?
They won 9 games.
Yeah.
They won 9 games last year, and Big Ben maybe threw the ball 15 yards max.
I know, but I don't think they upgraded at quarterback. I think that their quarterback is similar to what they had last year.
No.
Whether it's Trubisky, who is not very good, or they go to Pickett and he's going to have some.
Trubisky took the Bears to the playoffs twice with Matt Nagy. That is a feat in itself.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big Trubisky guy. Sorry.
Yeah, because he played for the Bills for a season, so Brian's automatically out.
No, I think he requires a good offensive mind, and Tomlin's a defensive guy. So,
But don't worry, Bill it could be an offensive coordinator. So
he's not. He's not the offensive coordinator. It's Matt Patricia.
Who
He's
is?
also a defensive guy.
all right, can we talk about the AFC South for a minute?
Oh man.
I don't like this division at all.
Yeah, it's the worst division. It's easily the worst division.
I do have the Colts winning at 10-7. I got Houston at 4-13. I might be off on that one. They might win a little bit more. Jags, I have them winning 7 games, and the Titans winning 8 games. And that is if they don't put Malik Willis out there sooner. That's with Tannehill.
You're kinder than I was.
Yeah, I'm spot on with that, so I have nothing to add for. That's mine. I'm spot on with
All right,
those.
real quick. I have the Colts winning with 7 wins. Like I said, don't know how I got these numbers. And then I got the Titans and Jags with 5 wins and the Texans with 2. That's it.
They're not going to be that
No
bad.
further comments.
You have a divisional champion with 7 wins.
Don't say it's never happened.
3 games under 500. You have a team 3 games under 500. I don't think that's ever happened.
Teams.
All right, well, I'm going to move on. So after talking about the AFC South, we're going to go to one of the more competitive
House.
divisions, the AFC West. I have this one. I have 3 playoff teams coming out of this division, and I think that they're going to beat each other up, and they're all going to land around 10 wins. I have the Broncos at 10-7, the Chiefs at 10-7, the Chargers at 11-6, winning the division, and then the Raiders at 10-7. Now, the teams I have making the playoffs are the Broncos and the Chiefs, and that's just based on Russell Wilson is just a winner, and I think when they need a game to win, he's going to win that game. And I think that they're going to be on the high end on that side. And then I can't go against my boy Patrick Mahomes. And just, it would be poetic for Josh McDaniels to have his first year, win 10 games, have a great season, not make the playoffs. I think it'd be a nice little humbling experience.
Yeah, I agree with the picks as far as wins and losses. I disagree with who's making to the playoffs. I think that it's going to be the Raiders and the Chargers for sure, and then it's going to be who's going to be better, right, with the weapons they have. Is it going to be Russell Wilson with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton and his?
I like their weapons
guys?
better.
I do, right? Because I don't really. Yes, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce, right? Patrick Mahomes, but do you believe in Juju Smith-Schuster? Like what? Sky Moore being a rookie. Like I know Patrick Mahomes is great. Don't get me wrong, right? But it's not. This is not about Patrick Mahomes. This is about who else is around him on the offensive side that can ball besides Travis Kelce. And
MVS.
No, Scantling is not it. Yeah, he can catch a deep ball, a couple here and there, but
he's fast. That's it.
yeah, he's not it. Like you can't tell me that you're going to take their roster over the offensive weapons that they have in Denver, and that's why I think that Denver probably will be the team to squeak it through because Russell Wilson, like you said, is a winner, right?
I like what you're saying about Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. Like this is actually going to be a year that we're going to be able to gauge whether he actually is one of the greats, because the greats all did it without a lot of talent.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about, whether he's a great or he's a pretty good player.
Yep.
But anyways, my picks real quick.
He's a great.
I had the Chiefs winning the division, tied though with the Broncos. Both 12
After
wins.
he's just talking this.
Well,
We're going to see if he's a great or not. Anyway,
great.
they're going to have 17 wins and no losses.
So anyways, those two teams at 12 wins and the Chargers at 11, and I have the Raiders tied with the Bengals for the last playoff game, but I gave it to the Bengals. I really didn't go through the tiebreaker, so it might be the Raiders. I don't know. I just gave it to the Bengals. That's it.
Cool. You guys want to talk about the NFC East?
NFC East? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So I got, I'll just start it off at the top. So I got the New York Giants winning 13 and a half games.
He's lying.
You see me? You saw my stick my neck out like I couldn't hear. I'm like, what?
All right. So the winner in this division I have is the Eagles. I have them winning 10 games, going 10-7, and winning the division. Tied for second in the division, I have the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders at 9-8. I think that the Cowboys pull it out and they end up being the playoff team on one of the wild cards. And then I have the Giants winning 5 games. Ooh.
I agree with the same thing. I don't think the Cowboys make it though. They're another team who, how good are they really, right? Like how they will go based on how well Tony Pollard plays his role. If Tony Pollard plays the Percy Harvin role, they make the playoffs. If he does not, they don't make the playoffs because CeeDee Lamb, he's a good receiver, but he's going to struggle like Juju Smith-Schuster did with his first year. It's going to be hard for him to be like, oh, you're the number one now. It's good in college, right? In college, you can go eat, and it's good in college, but it's not the same in the league, right? And when he had the spotlight on him in college, he declined a few games. And then when they play lesser talent, he showed up, right? So I think it's going to be harder when you got to play good talent every week at the corner position.
Oh, all right. So I must be the only one that likes the Cowboys this year. But I have the Eagles winning the division at 13 wins. I
Where are all these wins?
13?
Yeah, 13. I
think Brian's really high on teams and then really low on teams.
Yeah,
he doesn't have
extreme. We think it's going to be 10-7. A lot of those teams. Brian's like, no, 14-3, 2-14. Like,
I have not gotten to the Giants yet. Hold on. No, so the Eagles 13 wins. I also have the Cowboys at 13 wins. I gave the Eagles the division though. And then the Commanders with 9 wins, they're out, and the Giants I have at 4 wins.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, they need a quarterback change. Dave will fix it. Don't worry.
All right, and NFC North. I got somehow I have the Packers winning this division at 11-6. I think Rodgers he's still one of the best. He'll choke in the playoffs, so don't worry about it. And then I have the Vikings going 10-7. I still like Kirk Cousins in the regular season. And then I have the Lions at 7-10. I think that they take a step forward and win some games this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do. Okay. And then the Bears are going 3-14.
Okay. Yeah, I am Me and Ryan are lockstep on these picks. So, like, I agree with everything he says. I think the only person that might have a little upside is the Lions. The Packers are going to be hard. It's going to take a lot for Aaron Rodgers. He's going to have another MVP like season for them to be very good. Defensively, they'll be all right. Offensively, I don't know. It's going to be another one of how good is Aaron Jones, right? If Aaron Jones is great, they will be good, right? And then I really like the Lions. I really like the Lions. I like what they have. I think they're a sleeper. A lot of people are going to underestimate them because they're the Lions. And it's not going to be until halfway through the season when they have a decent record that people are going to start taking them serious. So I think that's the only one that might have more than 7 wins, but yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really high. Okay. I got the Packers
really high.
controlling the hell out of this division. Listen, I understand Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams, but I think you're going to see Robert Tonyan reemerge. I think you're going to see Aaron Jones catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. That 1-2 punch with A.J. Dillon is going to be really good. I mean, and their defense is one of the better defenses in the league, despite what, maybe some haters on Twitter might think. I mean, they're underrated defense in my opinion. So I got them 14 wins, and then I got the Vikings 11 wins, but missing the playoffs. Because I have a lot of NFC teams pretty high. I have the Bears with 5 wins, and the Lions with 2. Jared Goff is not it. I like where the Lions are going, but they're not there yet.
2?
2 wins.
What else we got?
How many did they win last year?
Probably 2.
Oh, yeah, they were the second pick, right? They had 3.
3.
Crushing it. All right, let's go NFC South. So, NFC South, I have the Brady doing his Brady things. He's winning 12 games, and he's going to the playoffs. Shocker. End of story. Second, I have Jameis winning 8 games. Carolina going 5-12, and Atlanta going 5-12. I think there's only one team coming out of this division, and it's going to be the Bucs.
Okay.
No comments. I agree.
All right, real quick.
Oh, you don't have anything to say about Rule? You don't think he's going to win more games?
Nah, I think if it wasn't for his contract, I love you, Rule, now, but he out of there. If it wasn't for his contract, because it's so much money they owe. Yeah.
So, I got some optimism for those Carolina Panthers. Okay? I got them at 11 wins.
Oh my God.
11 wins. I think their defense is very underrated. I think they're going to play fast on defense. With Christian McCaffrey is going to be healthy this year. And I think Baker Mayfield actually gives them a serviceable quarterback who can distribute the ball, albeit he might miss some open receivers like he was in Cleveland. But he still led the Browns to a winning record. Okay.
It's better weather for him.
Yeah, so maybe that'll help his eyesight a little bit. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, I think the Panthers are a really talented team. They just haven't been able to put it together. And
yeah.
So
11 wins. Do they win the division?
No, they missed the playoffs. I just wanted to get them out of the way, though. So I got
they missed the playoffs. Golly.
Yeah, I got the Buccaneers at 14 wins. They go to the playoffs. And I've got
it's better than undefeated last year.
Yeah, better. That's definitely better.
Hey, man, they were really good last year, weren't they? And then I've got the Saints with 12 wins and making the playoffs.
Jesus.
I think the Saints are pretty good too, man. And dude, Jameis was really good before he got hurt last year. I'm a believer in that he couldn't see a damn thing and he got that eye surgery, and I'm a true believer in that. I've already said it before. He's a sleeper for mine in fantasy football. I think the Saints are going to be back in the playoffs this year.
Is Jameis that good though?
I think, yeah. He was like one of the top 5 quarterbacks last year until he got hurt.
Yeah, but that was all from it was his one game against the Packers. He threw 5 touchdowns against the Packers. Yes, it was.
He had 250+ yard bombs.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the stats. He only threw for 148 yards and 5 touchdowns against the Packers. He was 14 for 20. He followed it up with a loss against Carolina. He was 11 for 22, 111 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. And then 128 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. 236 yards, 1 touchdown. 279 yards, 4 touchdowns. 222, 1, and then he got injured and he had 56 and 1. So although
Michael Thomas, they didn't have any receivers. They got Michael Thomas and Olave now. Okay. And
Michael Thomas.
And they got that receiver at running back, Kamara. I mean, it's going to be a much better year for the Saints.
And they
it could
still
all
got
go downhill.
Landry.
What's that?
They still got Jarvis Landry.
Oh, yeah, and Jarvis Landry, who I told somebody to trade. Don't worry about that. Okay, and I had the Falcons with 5 wins, in case you're curious. Go ahead.
Get to the NFC West.
All right, NFC West. That's where my last wild card team is going to be. So I got the Rams running it back on this division with 13 wins. Second place and making the playoffs at 9-8. They would be they'd probably have the second pick in Brian's bracket because of how all his teams are like 10 wins and up. So I got the 49ers winning at 9-8. And then I have the Cardinals at 8-9 and the Seahawks at 4-13. Marcus Mariota / Geno Smith or whoever the hell, who's their quarterback? Geno Smith and Drew Lock. They are not it.
That's true.
Seahawks down the train.
I like everything you said. I think that the 49ers are going to be the big sleeper this year. I think that Trey Lance, he's going to be Colin Kaepernick reincarnated. Like how he came out the gate. I think Trey Lance will have a season like that this year. And I would say a hot take, but I'll save that for next week.
Okay.
All right.
I'll wait till after our draft to tell you what I was going to say.
I've got the Cardinals winning this division. 14 wins.
What?
Yep.
Without their number one receiver for 10 weeks or however long he's out for.
14 wins. You must be high on Rondale Moore.
6 or 8 weeks. And then I got the Rams at 12 wins. They'll also make the playoffs. I have the Niners at 6 wins. And the Seahawks, they're going to have a goose egg. They both.
No games?
So
Pete Carroll's a better coach than that.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know.
He'll will them to at least one dub.
Do not
they play
draft
the Jets?
DK Metcalf then. If
They
you listen
do,
to
but I
Brian's
gave the
analysis.
I gave the Jets that win. That's how much I think the Seahawks blow. Because I like the Jets.
You don't think they win any home games?
No.
The 12th man is going to disappear.
The 12th man is
Man's
like
gonna
gone.
be real quiet this year.
The 12th man going to be asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 0. Nada.
Oh, man. That's bad.
All right.
That's it?
How many teams you got above 13 wins, Brian?
Above 13?
8.
3. Above 13?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't do 13 and above.
Hey, he
13
got
above? That
8
changes
teams.
everything.
He
I
got
got 4
8
teams
teams.
above 13.
Oh.
If
got
you want me to
2.
include the
That's-
13, I got 7 that are 13 and above.
Brian, you did the same thing last year. And I tried to tell you. I tried
I'm
to
an
tell you that
extreme
it just
picker, man.
doesn't happen like that.
I know, it doesn't. I know.
You don't know anything about happy medium.
Teams win games that they shouldn't all the time. I know. I know. Some of these crap teams are going to win a couple games here and there.
Brian, guess how many teams were above 13 wins?
When?
0 last year. 0.
Okay.
2 teams were at 13 wins.
Okay. This is a new year,
I mean,
Ryan.
New year, new me.
And they're
Fine.
going to be more used to this schedule because last year was the first year. So, like,
And the year before that, there was only 3. It's just, you did the same thing last year. And I remember, you could probably roll it back to the podcast. And it's me just like, Brian, it's just not feasible for teams to win that many games.
All right, we'll take a couple wins off the Bills record, and we'll
Oh,
that team we can drop.
oh, did you just select them randomly?
Right. Well, they were at the top. I mean, they were the first in line.
All right, man. That's all I got. Hey, Kenny, you said you had some BK bets?
Yeah, before we close it out, I got BK bets. I know next week you guys are going to be amped for Ryan's fantasies. And I know Ryan's going to have some stuff up his sleeves for you. So you guys could make sure you win your fantasy leagues. Or at least start it off right when it happens. So for BK bets, this is what I did for you. I did this for you guys, right? I told y'all that we're going to have a winning year. That's what we're going to have. Last year, you want to know what it was? I lost you guys. Me and Brian actually lost you guys $1,300. $1,303, right? And 18 cents. That's what we lost you guys last year. So we're in the hole, guys. We owe you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'll be posting his Venmo and just request the cash.
Yeah, just request it. Right? The record was 23-78. Right? ROI was negative 33.72%. So guess what BK Best was last year? Loser. But we're changing that this year, right? We're going to change that this year. We're going to start this off tomorrow, right? We're going to go college heavy. I'm going college heavy. So tomorrow, right? This is what I want you to do. Go to your sports book. Take West Virginia plus 7.5. Right? They're going against Pitt. I know Pitt is ranked. Everybody's like, oh, Pitt. But they ain't got Kenny Pickett. They ain't got him. Right? And guess who West Virginia has? JT Daniels. Who's JT Daniels? The guy that transferred from USC and transferred from Georgia. He can play a little bit, right? West Virginia, they still like to air raid. They still like to throw the ball. Have him, right? So take that 7.5. You're going to take Central Michigan versus Oklahoma State over 58.5, right? I like Oklahoma State. I think they're going to score a lot. Their defense was top defense last year. I'm a little nervous about if Central Michigan can score, but I know one thing. Normally, when it starts the season, teams are not on their best defensively. Cool. And then I'm going to take my last pick is going to be Penn State. This is a little homer for me. Shout out to Coach Smith. Penn State. I want you guys to take them. If you have at your sportsbook -3, take the -3. If not, right? If you can't buy the hook, take the money line. That's going to be our 3-team parlay for Thursday. Friday, I'm going to make this quick. Friday is going to be another 3-team parlay. We're going to take that money that we won. We're going to double it back up, right? Friday, we're going to take another 3-team parlay. You can up the ante a little bit if you're feeling yourself. Over 48 in Illinois versus Indiana, right? We're going to take Virginia Tech versus Old Dominion -7. And this is my homer. I normally don't do this, but I'm breaking the trend this year. Temple +7 versus Duke, right? Then to cap it off, right? We have our last 3-team parlay, which I want you guys to bet the house. Bet the house, right? Bet the house on this one, right? Not the house. Just bet the money from our previous tickets that we won. So it's going to be NC State 11.5 versus ECU, right? We're going to take UNC. This one right here, I'm a little iffy on because I'm like, why the hell did they make it 0.5? Why is it a hook? Why is it just a hook? UNC playing against Appalachian State. Is it something I don't know? We'll see, right? Anyway, take UNC, either the hook or the money line versus Appalachian State, and then we're going to take Arkansas versus Cincinnati, number 23 in the country, right? Everybody thinks, oh, Cincinnati's good. I like Luke Fickell, but they're going to get their ass bust. Take them 6.5, Arkansas, versus them, 3-team parlay. Fat in your pockets. Go get you a steak at Roof Chris. That's what I got.
That's beautiful.
Right? So I'm going to be putting it in. You guys are going to see it on Instagram. If you guys follow us on Instagram, all the social medias, you're going to see me put our tickets up. I'm putting the tickets up. I'm going to post it. I'm not going to do – if I lose $1,300 this year, which is not going to happen, it's going to be at my pocket. You're going to see the $1,300 I lose, right? So we can hurt together. But that's not happening. We're winning this year. I'm telling y'all right now. Let's do it. So anyway, that's all I got. I have, guys, unless you got something closed out. I know I got a lot of energy right now because I'm a little amped.
Man, I want to go to the sportsbook right now.
Yeah. So I'll tell you one thing. We're not going to lose $1,300. Not this year. No.
Too bad Maryland hasn't made it digitally yet.
Yeah,
they suck.
If you hold your breath on that, you'll turn purple and blue. That's not happening. But yeah, we appreciate everything. You guys, appreciate you tapping in. Follow, subscribe, like the videos on YouTube so we get this algorithm going. And stay tuned for next week's episode, which we're going to have a lot of great content. And Ryan's Fantasies is going to come and pack a fucking punch. Peace.
Peace.